Very tricky business it is indeed, because Danny Noppert has been very impressive this weekend.
100.
It was a terrific response in his quarter-final, but there's just something about Petersen this weekend. All the momentum he's had from the summer series, the autumn series, everything he did before lockdown as well.
135.
Maybe all the hard work will come to fruition tonight, Paul Nicholson.
May just do, but in the words of Jack Dawson, someone's life's about to change.
140.
Can't forget that Devon Petersen is still alive in Home Tour 2 as well. And hey, you never know. He could win that thing as well. And he was only fourth in his group.
60.
He was involved in a brilliant game with Damon Heta. Last game of the day, and it was a shootout to see who got through. Loser would go to fourth spot and have to wait.
60.
Devon lost it. It was a magnificent match. 5 legs to 4 to Damon Heta. And both averaged way over 100. But this means so much more because it is ranking money. He's only going one way as Devon.
139.
First meeting between these two, which will perhaps come as no surprise to the majority of you watching. And if you are watching, what a weekend it's been. What a night it's been as well.
96. And you require 160.
Devon Petersen seeing off Krzysztof Ratajski in his quarter-final. Danny Noppert overcoming the defending champion Daryl Gurney
95.
with very impressive figures all round. 6 out of 7 on his doubles in particular catching the eye.
16 for double. All in the same region.
73.
This is the outer ring. And this is the kind of thing that Danny usually
72.
gobbles up. I mentioned how proficient he was at the end of that Gurney match. This is easy compared to some of the stuff he did. Oh,
32.
just over the top.
Devon, you require
Devon gets
32.
the second chance to hold.
And hold he does. And it's the South African who draws first blood in this semi-final.
Game on.
Johnny Clayton backstage can just bide his time and just wait and see who comes out in this tussle. He will have the advantage,
100.
I suppose, of having that extra breathing space, but well, you could flip it two ways. You could say whoever comes through this will have that extra momentum maybe. Johnny's had a bit of chance to maybe just take stock of what he's achieved so far.
But Johnny's been there before, hasn't he? Getting to the final. Neither of these have. Danny's been to the semis a couple of times. But I remember in Graz when Johnny Clayton won the green jacket.
125.
He came through Mensa Sulevic in Graz, a full arena in the semi-finals, and then took out Gezi Price in the final after Gezi had been in a memorable match with Joe Cullen. Just get the feeling that Johnny Clayton's been chipping away at things this weekend and still has lots in the tank.
I think so too. I think he had plenty in hand in that semi-final against Mervyn King as well. He got the 2 early breaks and he was always in control after that. But as you say, I think that could be telling as well. Danny Noppert has played in a European Tour semi-final before, 2 of them in 2018.
100. And you require
European Darts Grand Prix, losing to Wade, and Whitlock was his conqueror in Risa by 7 legs to 2. Only once last year did he go
96.
to the final day. Never made it to the final session last year at all. Just that 1 3rd round appearance in Prague.
That was memorable. Prague, possibly the hottest
51.
tournament I've ever been to.
Danny, you require 40.
It was too hot outside and it was way too hot inside. Tops to level the game at 1-1. Great shot.
Well, the 2 attempts at double 20, the less said about those the better, but for double 10 it was bang on the money. Right in the middle of that bed. Come on, Devon, says Petersen.
85.
Well, Mervyn was starting to sweat it up a bit in the semi-final there against Johnny Clayton. A little bit of sweat on the brow of Devon Petersen now.
Yeah, certainly.
It's a very different challenge playing on a Sunday to a Friday or a Saturday. I can say that from experience, making 2 finals on the European Tour. You have to be
140.
constantly hydrating yourself and getting what you need when you need it, because it's a long, long day. These guys played late
55.
on Sunday afternoon, so the likelihood is they did not go back to the hotel and reset everything. You know, have another shower, get a change of clothes. The likelihood is they stayed
140.
here and tried to just maintain everything that they did late this afternoon. Very different for someone like Johnny Clayton. A bit of an erratic nature about the rhythm of Danny sometimes. It does creep into his game when things get a bit sticky. Nice approach from Devon.
96.
Could have one of those games where there's lots of holes to start and then that one important break later on.
96. Devon, you require 40.
Oh, bounce out. Can't have that back.
And he's only got one more attempt, and Danny Noppert looking at 127 in case, but Devon Petersen, do you know what, with the advantage of throwing first, I think that will do him the world of good. I really think that could be telling, although of course he did produce the fight back of all fight backs against Gerwyn Price, and he came from 5-4 down as well to beat Rob Cross earlier today,
98.
the former world champion, the defending European champion as well. He was much more comfortable scoreboard-wise against Ratajski.
140.
Yeah, Ratajski was a little flat in that quarter-final and Devon took advantage of it. Maybe it's good for Devon that he wasn't put through the ringer again. Might have sapped all of his reserves if that had been the case.
60.
But when it comes to the draw, I mean, it's pretty difficult really when you think about it. Price, Cross, Ratajski.
Yeah, it's not been easy at all. Just in case you're following Petersen on the 180s market, by the way, his tally prior to this semi-final for the weekend stood at 18. He got 3 against Ratajski, 8 against Price, 6 against Cross, and 1 against Devon.
Don't forget that both of these guys had to come through qualifying to get here as well. They've played
60.
a lot of matches to get to this point.
Yep, 6 each to get to the semi-finals.
Over a very long period of time as well.
February the 14th, I think it was, when they set about on the road to, well, initially it was Leverkusen, wasn't it, I think, and then this
60.
became the second European Tour event.
Devon took out Justin Pipe and Martijn Kleermaker to just get into the draw.
140.
Danny's had a fair bit of big stage experience recently, World Grand Prix. He got to the semis at the Players' Championship finals as well a couple of years ago. Devon did almost qualify for the World Match Play, didn't he, with his exploits at the Summer Series. He needed to win the 5th event of the Summer Series, which
17.
it wasn't that tall an order in the end, really.
I'll be fascinated to see who Devon and Danny get in the World Grand Prix draw, which is tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. and it will be live.
57.
If you want details of that and
Danny,
you want to
require
watch live,
56.
please go to pdc.tv. Tops for another level game. Tops was troublesome last time. Not this time.
Bit of anger there, a little bit of venom, I think, maybe directed towards the crowd.
He's got a
But,
bit of
job
chutzpah
done.
about him, Danny Noppert. Don't you make any mistake about that. He's a very cool character, very softly spoken, but he has got demon eyes when he's up there.
Four holes of throw in this
100.
second semi-final so far. Not much between them.
$140.
180 seemed to have dried up a little bit for Devon. He's maybe gone into scrappy mode where 140s are going to have to do. It's not a bad backup plan though, is it?
94.
It's amazing to me that even when he blocks the bed,
140.
he's still got the confidence on the 60 to go to the left. For example, in that throw, and still find 2 in the lipstick. He's got so much confidence at hitting different portions of that treble 20. There's another. And a 45 for tops.
125.
In all likelihood, he will get a shot at 10s when he returns.
167.
If he returns first.
Well, we spoke earlier about how much Danny loves the 170. Does he like the 167? There's your answer. Not on this occasion, anyway. But he is no stranger to the big finishes, Danny Noppert.
96. Devon, you require 20.
Especially the one on the bullseye.
Double 5.
No
messing.
To click Danny to throw first. Game on.
They always say that you never forget your first title. Well, Danny won't forget that one in Dublin. It's almost 2 years ago. And he's trying to cover the spread at the minute because 10,000 points are coming off his ranking next week. So if he can make the final, that covers the 10 grand. But when it comes to Devon, he hasn't got that first title yet, so that story's yet to be written.
Yeah, good protection policy for Danny Noppert if he can go all the way to the final this weekend. And that might just ease the burden going into the match itself,
100.
should he get there.
It's a big sigh of relief. I can say from experience, when I made the final of the 2013 European Darts Trophy in Sindelfingen, that weekend I was defending 9,000 points.
140.
I got a win and a final at a Players' Championship weekend in Crawley, and I was under huge pressure. Making the final there, which gave me 10,000, actually I was in profit. But
Yeah,
it does creep into your mind.
Ian White, one of the first interviews I did when I first joined the circuit was with Ian White, and it was at the Players' Championship finals in 2015, and he was so conscious that he needed to protect something from 2 years before.
100.
And since then, I've realised that Ian White is always very conscious of what he's protecting and what he's got to look after, both on the Order of Merit and the Pro Tour Order of Merit as well.
Make no mistake,
135.
Danny knows.
121.
Danny knows.
Well, this for a break. 61 away. And he's now looking at double 14.
93.
Wow, that will have looked good when it left his hand.
70.
Well, that's the first real opportunity we've witnessed in this semi-final for a genuine break of throw.
Oh, Danny.
Oh. Well, he got the 18, although that was close to the 4, but he couldn't find the 12.
30. Devon, you require 28.
Well, he's reliant now on Petersen slipping up on double 14.
Oh, hang
double
on.
3. Downstairs for the Ashdown. Inconvenienced slightly at the moment, and he's come
25.
inside anyway. And Petersen's fans in the crowd can't believe their eyes, and I've got to say, neither can I.
Last 6 darts have been dramatic.
Well, I'd rather be Noppert looking at double 20 than Petersen looking at 1 double 1.
I concur. Oh, that one spiked a bit. That went in very upright. That one's gone in the red though.
But not for the first time today. Danny Noppert bails himself out with double 10, having fluffed his lines on double 20. Again, well, talking of protection and insurance policies, that's been really key for Danny Noppert, not just tonight, but through the weekend.
It's one of the reasons why he likes tops.
I mean, you talk about people like Michael Smith and James Wade on tops and 10s, but I think Noppert this weekend has certainly put his name in that bracket as well.
There's a lot of players who like the secondary double.
57.
And for that reason, they tend to use the primary one. There's a lot of people. Devon Petersen adores double 8, which is why he constantly leaves double 16. It's an insurance
100.
policy double. Whereas with Danny, he does like 12s, but he is very good at 10s. That's why he leaves tops instead of, say, 32. On that 70 checkout that he fluffed a little bit in the last leg, it was treble 18, but if he misses that and gets a singles, 12 tops, not 20 double 16 for that reason.
Well, what Devon needs to do here is he needs to put that behind him. He can't afford to dwell too much on that missed opportunity to go 4-2 up, and it looks as though he's doing exactly that.
He's reverting to type. 81 after 9.
Well, it's taken a while for Petersen to register his first 180 of the night, but there it is. It's come in the 7th leg.
81.
The last thing Danny needs is those darts to be falling out the board. If it's going to happen, probably best to do it when he's this far
49.
behind in the mid part of the match, because for the rest of the match he can't afford any on the floor. 60 needed.
96. Devon, you require
Yeah, did well to
32.
get the 76, but couldn't find the 60 to bring it down to a gettable target. That said,
this is going to be a good shot.
Yeah, needs a touch of Roberto Carlos about this one. There's the little tap on the hockey. The foot
He's
is
going to do
dragged
the
back again.
through the posts.
Nice goal.
He almost got it.
Well, he did find a way through, but it needed a bit more elevation.
I love those shots. It's almost trick shottery.
100. Devon, you require 32.
All right, take 2 for 4-3. Double 8. Double 4.
Heart in his mouth, I would have thought here for Devon Petersen, but cool as you like on double 4 in the end.
Well, in these kinds of games, you're going to find yourself in sticky situations, and that was getting a bit sticky there. Good job he got himself out of it. And it is another hold of throw.
Yeah,
That's 7 now.
Out of 7 so far. We did go close in leg 6 to a break of throat, but again, Petersen
91.
winning that ball behind the doors of the players' room may well prove significant.
Well, 2 titles have been won today on the Dev Tour. One for Keane Barry and one for Callan Rids.
140.
2 guys who now have tour cards. Keane will have to wait to next year, of course, to utilise his. But congratulations to everybody on the development tour this weekend who competed. And good luck to everybody playing in the World Youth Championship tomorrow.
Yeah, some great names have won that title. Some big names haven't won the title. Michael van Gerwen was
100.
never a World Youth Champion.
It's probably a good thing. Spurred him on to do other things.
96. Then you require 167.
This one's going to go all the way, isn't it? It's George Noble. It's going to be 7-6.
Yeah, raised eyebrows for Danny. Need a treble here, you feel, because
44.
that might just play into Devon Petersen's hands. If you can get below a ton, I think the pressure's very much on Danny Noppert.
Oh, what a guy.
Gorgeous first dart.
Does he go 18s here? Yeah,
134.
I like that move.
Then you require 123.
He needs the 54. This is a very good chance now for
55.
Devon to open the
Devon, you
first
require
2-leg gap of the
84.
match.
Treble 20 for double 12 for Devon Petersen. He's got the treble 20. He's got 2 bites at double 12 for a 5-3 lead, and that all-important break of throw. Missed his chance in leg 6, but he does not miss his chance in leg 8. And how significant will that prove to be in about 10 minutes' time?
I just had a
Thought.
thought.
Devon to throw first.
Joe Cullen was
Game on.
eliminated from this tournament by Christopher Tyskie. If Devon makes the final and plays Johnny Clayton, that's Joe Cullen's 2 best mates.
140.
Going to get a European Tour title. And it could be Joe with 1, Devon with 1, and Clayton with 1. So they'll all be level.
140.
Devon has been the best player in this match so far. Those stats are good. That first 9 is very tidy. That's what we associate with these elite players now. That 115 level is where they want to be.
Ton 40, ton 40, ton 40 so far in this leg. 2 for Petersen, 1 for Noppert.
93.
Petersen will get down to a finish first. It could be a very manageable one as well. Does he fancy another 180? Just the one so far in this semi-final.
120.
Unfortunate, but not the end of the world.
We're reaching the part of the game where Devon's putting his foot down. He's trying to outscore Danny and eliminate any possible chances he could have.
130.
This is a very, very tough spot for Danny now.
Yeah, great final dart for Danny Noppert. 101. Make that 41. And make that double 16. And make that 6-3. Excellent way to back up the all-important break of throw. Absolutely imperative that he did so.
Game on.
And Devon Petersen can now smell the finishing line.
Danny joins the 180 party. But
very
it might
late
be
to the
too
party.
late.
Yeah, very late to the party as far as that's concerned. There's another bounce out for Devon. That's about 120 points on the floor, you could argue, in the last 3 or 4 visits.
Quite a lot of points on the floor. Nothing on the floor here.
140.
Well, there's still time for a 9-dart leg this weekend. Danny Noppert has thrown them before. I think he threw one earlier this year.
100.
He's got to win 4 straight legs.
Tough, tall order that for Danny Noppert, the way that Petersen's been playing. You suspect 3 legs in hand right now is a bit too much to overcome, but
58.
never write off Danny Noppert.
Danny hasn't played poorly in this match, but the darts have gone a bit more upright than previously in this event. Oh. Well timed.
It is often all about timing, and Devon Petersen is certainly coming up with the goods now.
Bullseye to stay in the match. That might be his last dart in the tournament, because look, Devon's got 101 again.
101 again. 41 again. Double 16 again. Just as was the case in the previous leg, but not the case this time. That he finds double 16.
49.
Are we looking at a turning point there, Paul?
Maybe. Depends
Tops.
on Danny. Depends on this dart. Oh, full credit. Full credit.
Devon to throw first. Game on.
A missed match start at double 16 for Devon Petersen. Noppert steps in.
91.
Not just good execution on the 60, but the use of the treble 17 this evening from Devon Petersen. I've really enjoyed it, because it is the right switch early in a leg. Average of 100 for Devon. 6 more than Danny. He's better in the first 9 as well. He's just going to climb.
140.
That one didn't come out of the hand right.
Yeah, as soon as it left, he knew where it was going. Or he knew where it wasn't going.
Get the feeling Danny needs a 140 plus here. 140 he'll take right now.
100.
Yeah,
Not
the
enough.
grimace tells its own story. He knows he needed more than that. 31 the gap now, plus these.
Oh,
140.
after he threw that second dart, it was just a banker of a 140. He created a little crater for that third dart to just nestle into. It was such a great shot.
96. Devon, you require 100.
Well, 6 darts for Devon Petersen from here. You suspect he has enough in the tank and enough in the locker.
Be careful, Devon. Go 12. Go for the 12, Devon. All right.
98.
Ignore me. Well, that could have got really awkward. That dart was in the way, but you've got to pay full credit. He wants the 32 for the match, and he went way left to create the avenue to get the single 20.
130.
Good visit from Noppert, but Petersen, well, he's missed 1 match start at double 16. He's missed another. Double 8 though, not a problem for Devon Petersen.
Devon Petersen.
And his astonishing meteoric 2020 continues. And we do have a first African finalist.